All right, guys, at this time, I would like to welcome back one of the hottest welterweight prospects in the game right now, Vicente Luque. How you doing, Vicente?
Hey guys, I'm doing good, man. Doing good.
Now, obviously, it's a fight week, so there's going to be a little bit of controversy. Neil Magny got popped by USADA, and now you have a last-minute opponent change. Will you update the fans on what's going on?
So Monday night, I got the news that Neil was not gonna fight. He had to withdraw from the fight, and I still didn't know what was going on. And I was kind of like, at that point, I was kind of like nervous about like not fighting. I understand like probably Neil had his reasons he had to come out to fight, but I just like I've been through a great camp. I'm cutting weight. I want this work, to be done Saturday night. So I needed an opponent. So the UFC made sure that they looked for one. They finally got me one. Derek Krantz that is going to be starting in the UFC. So hey, respect for him for taking the fight short notice. And I'm glad that I get to fight and to go in there and show what I can do.
Now, how much, if at all, does this change the game plan? I mean, the last-minute opponent is always such a mix-up in the plans. You've had the full fight camp. You've planned for one guy. Now this throws a whole wrench in it. So, what have you had to change up?
Yeah, it definitely changes some things. I think the main strategy doesn't change that much. Neil is a guy, that he has some striking, but I believe he was gonna come to grapple, come to try to wrestle me. I believe Derek will do the same. He has a background in wrestling. He has hard punches, but his strength is wrestling. So I believe he's gonna come with big punches. And once he sees the opportunity, he's gonna try to take me down. So in that aspect, I don't think it changes that much. But definitely physically, it's a big change. So Neil is a tall guy. He has 80-inch reach, and Derek is a shorter guy, kind of my height. And I think that in that aspect is not that bad of a change. It's better to change to a smaller guy than to a bigger guy. So I can adapt my game. And mostly I'm focused on going in there, imposing my will and imposing my game.
Have you and your team had the ability to watch any tape on Derek?
Yeah, we both have. So I did watch about 5 fights of his. I watched the one he got the title, LFA title, and some other fights. And he's a tough guy. He's a durable guy. He's aggressive. He's the kind of guy that goes in and he looks for the knockout or tries to get you up and slam you on the floor and maybe get a TKO. If he sees a submission, he goes for that too. And I like that style. I like guys that are going to bring this because I'm kind of the same kind of guy. I'm an aggressive fighter. I'm a guy that is looking to finish. So whenever I'm matched up with a guy like that, I know it's going to be a good fight, and it's going to be, especially for the fans, it's going to be a good one. So I feel confident for that reason. I think it's a style that matches my style, and I'm excited.
So what was your initial reaction? What happened? How did you find out? How did you react? What was going through your mind when you found out that you were no longer fighting Neil Magny?
At first, I was a bit bummed, especially because it was going to be my first fight against a ranked guy. Neil Magny has great wins over Condit and Gastelum, so it was going to be, a big name I was going to take. But at the same time, I understand that time, and things go happening in a way that I got to respect that. My path has been good till now. Some people think that it took long, but at the same time, when I got here for my own work. I've been putting in the work. I've been showing what I can do. So I understand, this fight is not going to happen right now, but maybe down the line it will happen, and I will get my ranked opponent. And right now I'm a ranked guy, so definitely I think that what I looked at, the important thing was that I fought. I needed to fight Saturday night because I want to keep active, and I want to go in there and do what I can do. And I think when I'm fighting, I'm more visible. People are watching me, so that's going to count as well. So even though it's not a ranked guy, I think it moves me up if I get a win Saturday night.
Now, obviously you weren't given the choice, but let's say you were. Would you have still fought with Magny?
If I could fight Magny, definitely I would, man. It doesn't bother me at all, I'm the kind of guy, I'm all up for USADA. I love the fact that they keep the sport clean. But at the same time, I'm ready to face anyone. No matter what they're taking, no matter what if they make weight or they don't make weight. I don't know the reasons he was caught on by USADA. I don't know if it was something contaminated or not. But I would fight. I would definitely fight.
Now, you're currently ranked 15th right now. As you said, with the win, you obviously will get bumped up the spot. Neil Magny, with his USADA thing, is probably going to get yanked from the rankings, so you could at least move up one. Seeing if you move up one, you'll be 14. Who do you see next after this fight?
I'm really focused on this fight, but after this, I'm going to aim, the top 10. I think I'm definitely up there to fight with these guys. A guy that I've been aiming for a while was Masvidal. I know that he's scheduled, but I still have my eyes on him. And, possibly other guys. Darren Till is a guy that I would like to fight as well. He has great striking. He's a guy, that goes in there and does work. And I'm always willing to face these guys that, are going to give me a good fight. And especially big names, guys that have been up there. So I think top 10 is anyone over the top 10 after this fight will be a good one.
I would love to see you versus like a Wonder Boy. I think that would be an interesting matchup.
Definitely would be a great one, man. I would like that too.
Now, with this fight, your last time out was absolutely phenomenal. It made you $50,000 richer at least with that fight of the night. Do you want another fight like that, or do you, would you plan for something or like something more one-sided, where you're just beating the crap out of the guy? How do you want the fight to go?
I think that kind of fight is a special feeling. I love that fight. It was a great feeling to be in there. I was having fun while I was fighting Barberina. But at the same time, it's not the kind of fight we want to have all the time, especially because, at some point, I got out of my strategy, and that's why it became such a brawl. He knocked me down. I tried to submit him. It didn't work out. And after that, I just said, hey, it's going to have to go toe-to-toe. I'm going to take this guy pressure and bring it right back to him. And I think maybe I could have made the fight easier for me, not take so much damage. But at the same time, I was there. I was having fun. We were like, it's a special energy when we got two guys, me and Barberina, fighting in there and all the crowd. And we both wanted that win so bad. So it was definitely a great experience. I don't want to have another fight like that, but I'm ready to have another fight like that if it comes, if the guy really brings the heat and wants to take me to distance and try to knock me out. I'm going to be there till the last second, and I'll be dangerous till the last second, just like my last fight. So it's the kind of fight I don't think anyone wants, but I'm ready. I'm ready. If guys are going to bring it, I'll go.
Honestly, I think the next step for you after you go out there, you get the win Saturday, I think the next step for you would be main eventing a card against Leon Edwards. I think that would be
I would love to see that rematch.
Definitely, man. I mean, I got my eyes on that rematch too. I think I'm reaching the point where I have getting the name again to face him, and I would love to fight him again, get that done with, and I know I can beat that guy. So I would love that fight.
Now, you talked about it taking the UFC a while to give you a ranked opponent. How do you feel about a guy like Showtime coming up from lightweight, getting Wonder Boy in his very first crack, beating Wonder Boy, and now he's currently ranked above you in the rankings?
That's something that has been happening a lot. So first was Rafael dos Anjos, then we got Pettis, now we got Kevin Lee coming up as well. I think the game has changed right now. Now it's about big fights. It's about big names. Not so much. The rankings don't roll only about the way we fight. So I respect that. I think in a way, it is good that these guys are coming up because everybody has the eyes on welterweight division. And at the same time, all these people that are watching the welterweight division are watching me knock people out, submit people. So they know that I'm coming and that I'm coming, to get these big wins. And all in all, I think that soon I'll be fighting these big names. And for me, if we have guys like Pettis, guys like Kevin Lee, on my division, it's great because it's big names. It's guys that are going to bring fans to watch the fights. I think it's positive.
No, I definitely have to agree with you. I mean, the fact that you're number 15 in the rankings speaks volumes to the depth in the welterweight division in the UFC right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could definitely rank the welterweight division all the way to 30. You know, there are 30 guys that are really, really dangerous in that division. So, you know, it's a packed division. It's a hard division, but I like it because it's a challenge. So whenever I go in there and do work, people know, hey, he's not fighting in any division. He's fighting the welterweight. That's a big deal.
Honestly, I would have assumed that you'd feel more comfortable with, you know, more lightweights jumping up and being higher in the rankings, 'cause that just makes it easier for those guys to throw around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of get it, you know. I think I fought a lightweight before, so it's kind of like it's definitely a different kind of strength, but at the same time, guys, the cutting weight is a bit bad for some guys. So you see these guys performing well when Pettis comes up, he comes up strong, and then gets a knockout over a guy like Wonder Boy. So, you know, you never know if the guy's not is gonna be like weaker or not.
Yeah, but I always tell people all it takes is one left hand from Vicente Luque and they're out.
Definitely, man. That left hand, if it connects, I mean, only Barberina is the kind of guy that he can take it. But anyways, eventually they will go down.
And Barberina, I mean, let's just speak on him for a minute. What a tough SOB. I mean, you put him through the ringer that night, and you guys went at each other. Definitely deserved fight of the night like you guys won. I mean, what a hell of a performance that the both of you guys put on that night.
Definitely, man. I have nothing but respect for this guy. He went in there and gave it all. And I hit him with at least 20 shots that I know that would have put anyone out. And he didn't go out. He didn't even go down. So I was like, man, what's going to take to put this guy down? Once I found the knee on the second round, I kind of figured out, okay, I got to hit him with big shots with knees. That's going to work out. But it still took much longer than I thought it was gonna take to put him out. I finally did it, but it was a tough guy. He's a tough man.
And your next opponent, although it is his UFC debut, he is a veteran of MMA. I mean, he's had 32 fights. I mean, so he's been around for a long time. Do you see a way this fight's going to play out?
Man, you know, as you said, he's a veteran. He has over 30 fights. I was checking his fights, and he fought back in the day. He fought Dustin Poirier, you know, so he's a guy that has been around for a long time. I see him coming aggressive. You know, first fights in the UFC, it's always first fight in the UFC. I've been there. I wanted to go there and show what I can do, and I know he's going to come in the same way. So I'm definitely not going to underestimate this guy. I'm going to take him very seriously and going there and do my work, you know. I'm a striker. That's what I started as. I'm going to look to strike with him. But at the same time, I'm dangerous on the ground, so I got my sneaky submissions. If he tries something on the floor, I will definitely be on point to try to submit him as well. And I can say it's going to be an exciting fight for sure. I don't see this one. You know, I see a submission or a knockout, but I'll be ready for 3 rounds, hard rounds if we need to.
Do we have an official prediction?
For this one, I'm not going to have an official prediction, but, you know, I think it's going to be a finish. I don't know what round, I don't know what way, but I see a finish.
Let me ask you this then. How did you envision finishing Neil Magny?
Man, Magny, I was ready for a long fight, and I imagined like a 3rd round knockout. You know, he's a tough guy, and he's a guy that knows how to take that fight to distance, knows how to bring the pressure. And something I focused a lot on this camp was my cardio, because Neil has one of the best cardios in the division, so I was ready to go 3 hard rounds. So I kind of imagined a 3rd round knockout, kind of, you know, wear him down, and once he didn't have the same energy, then I could connect and put him out.
Now, what are some of the focuses in this training camp?
So I focused a lot on especially the length of the guy. So when I was training for Magny, I was training with a lot of tall guys. Jason Jackson came on. There's also other guys that we have in Hard Knocks. And that's what I was focusing a lot, and a lot also on wrestling. So I kind of had figured out that, you know, since he's a guy that has a lot of cardio, since he's a guy that wants to put some strategy in the game, I thought he was going to try to wrestle me, especially in the cage. So I put a lot of focus on that, to be able to move out of the cage quickly and frustrate him. And I think that transforms good for this fight, because this guy is a wrestler. I believe he's going to try to wrestle me as well. So I'll be ready for that. And if it is all striking, even better for me. I feel comfortable striking. He's a heavy hitter. I'm a heavy hitter. It's going to be a good one.
Now, have you got any time to check out upstate New York since you've been there in Rochester?
I have not had time because, I've had a lot of media stuff to do. I also had open workouts. It was really fun to do all these kind of stuff, but I haven't had much time for myself and focus on cutting weight. So I plan maybe doing that, maybe Friday when I'm recovering weight a little bit. But, whenever I'm in New York, I have a lot of fun. My dad doesn't live far from here. He lives in Jersey, so he'll be driving up. Also, my uncle and my aunt will be driving up as well to watch the fights. So I always have a lot of fun in New York and Rochester. I haven't been here, but I definitely want to see a little bit.
I'm about 2 hours from you right now. If I could, I'd drive out there and catch the fight. It wasn't the right timing, unfortunately.
Oh, definitely, man. But we'll have other opportunities for sure.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, New York loves you. That's for sure.
Now, were you chosen to be on this card, or did you ask to be on this card? Because you did speak about, you were born in New Jersey, if I'm not correct. So, it was a hometown fight for you almost. Did you ask to be on this card, or did they come to you?
No, so it was interesting because I wanted to fight after the fight with Barberina. I wanted to take a little bit of time to recover before I got into camp. But I wanted to fight a top 15 guy. I was planning on fighting maybe June or July. And I got a call saying, hey, Magny wants to fight. But he wants, May 18, Rochester, New York. That's where he wants to fight. I think he's from Brooklyn. I'm not sure, but he's from New York. He wanted to fight in Rochester. And I say, hey, no problem for me. I get the opponent I want. He gets the date he wants. For me, it's all good. I love New York. For me, it's really good to fight in New York, so let's do it. So it was kind of like that's how we got the fight.
Now, how much pressure are you feeling being the co-main event?
Man, for me, it doesn't change that much. It's still a fight. I'm still going to go in there and do what I do. And the warm-up and all of this, I'm used to it already. So I got my warm-up done good. I got all the mindset done good. It doesn't change much. I think it's good as the standpoint of visibility. Definitely more eyes are going to be watching me, and that's positive. But pressure, I don't feel pressure. I think it's just go in there and do what I do and have fun.
You had open workouts earlier. Tell me what that experience was like for you.
Yeah, it was my first open workout, and
Yes.
It was fun, man. The fans, they supported me a lot over here. They all had They had a lot of fun watching me, and I don't know, it's different energy. It's kind of like, kind of a little bit like the fight. It's not just like the fight, but it's you already get that adrenaline. You're like, okay, I know what I'm here to do. I'm here to do work, and I'm here to do what I love to do. And it was great. It was great. And the fans, after that, I got to walk a little bit and take pictures with the fans, sign some autographs. It's definitely good energy.
What was your reaction when they told you that you were going to be the co-main event?
I was excited, man. I was excited, and mainly I was, it's going to be good for my career. It's going to be a big move, and from this point on, the plan is to keep doing co-main events and further even main events. So I was excited for that.
Did you make it on the poster for this one?
No, I didn't, man. The poster, it's big pictures of Rafael and Kevin Lee.
Who do we got to call at the UFC? Someone messed up on this one. How do you guys not put the silent assassin on the poster?
Next time, I'll be the biggest one in the poster.
For sure. I want to get that poster too when you are.
I'm looking at it right now. That is some bullshit. Oh my God! Why would that is a terrible looking poster? First off, I mean, come on now. but they always put the co-main event on the posters, don't they? Like, isn't that a thing?
Yeah.
I've seen even like 3 or 4 fights.
The Ultimate Fighter. So the tough finale, they put all of us in there, so that was cool. But a real poster, I still haven't gotten one. I'm waiting for that.
Like I said, I think you'll spark this guy, you'll ruin his debut, send him back to the B leagues or whatever, and then you'll end up getting that main event. And it'll be against Leon Edwards. That's how I see this happening.
That's a great prediction. I'm all in for that.
Maybe some card they're trying to fill in August.
Yeah, maybe. It's possible. Yeah. August is great for me. Sounds good.
Would you like a quick turnaround?
Yeah, I mean, it all depends how the fight goes down and how I feel from that. But usually, I have really good recovery. I keep myself in shape. I keep myself, in a good diet, and I'm always on physical therapy. So even if I don't have an injury, I'm still doing preventative physical therapy. So I get recovered really quick. 1-2 weeks, that's it. I'm back in training. So a quick turnaround would be great. I still have to see how the fight is going to turn up, if I'm going to be all healed up after that. But for me, it would be good.
So we could potentially be seeing the Silent Assassin 4 times this year?
That would be ideal, man. 3 times is a must. 4 times would be great.
Any destinations you would like to go to? I know there's like an Abu Dhabi card coming up.
I like the Abu Dhabi. I would like any in Latin America. So, I have a lot of fans in Latin America. So that's something that interests me as well. And, maybe, I'm not sure, but I believe they might have another one in New York, and that would be great as well.
Yeah, they usually have a pay-per-view around November time. So, I mean, that'd be perfect turnaround for a 4th fight.
Yeah, sure.
I'm trying to look at the schedule to see what they have, and they're only up to September 28th as far as where they're booked. I think September 21st, Mexico City is a perfect card for you. I mean, as far as what I'm seeing, that might be as close as you're going to be able to get to, South America and that type of area.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Mexico must be a great city, and I'd love to fight there. I mean, they're big boxing fans, so I'm sure that they're going to love MMA. Every card that I've watched from Mexico, they're always supporting the Mexican guys big time. So if I'm fighting anybody that is not Mexican, I think they'll have my back over there.
You just got to get over there early and get acclimated with the climate.
Yeah, definitely. Altitude is a big deal there for sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's no main event for that card, for one. And like I said, you either got the Leon Edwards fight or Santiago Ponzinibbio is another option.
Yeah, good one as well. The big one.
And that one makes sense. You guys are both from Latin America. The card's in Mexico City. I mean, why not have it go down?
Definitely. I mean, welterweight is stacked. A lot of names I would like to face, and a lot of names that I know that will give me that next step up. So I'm ready for all of them. For sure.
Now, last time you were on, I predicted your good friend and teammate Kamaru Usman would win the welterweight title. How many fights do you, Vicente Luque, think that you have to win before you have an opportunity at your friend Kamaru Usman's welterweight title?
It's a hard thing to predict, but everything going well, keep winning the way I'm winning, and decisively getting the right names. I would see maybe 3 to 4 fights. I'll be really close to that, top 3 range. And after that, maybe straight up to the title or one more fight. But that's what I see. That's the ideal. And, that's kind of my predictions.
Are there any names at the top that you're like, for sure, I want to fight this guy on the way up?
Masvidal. That's a guy I want to fight. I want to fight him for a long time. And I have nothing against that guy. I just love his fighting style. I love the way he fights. He brings the pressure, and he's the kind of guy, he's a heavy hitter. I used to watch his fights on the street, and that pumped me up a lot. So, he's a guy that I really would like to face just because I really watched him for a long time. I want to fight that guy.
Well, hopefully that all comes to fruition for you. But this Saturday we have Derek Krantz. It's the co-main event for UFC Fight Night 152. Vicente, I know we have taken enough time from you. I don't want to take any more. I know you're super busy on your fight week. We want to thank you again for coming on. Before you go, we want to give you a moment to give any shout outs to your sponsors or friends, family who have helped you along the way on your MMA journey.
I got to thank everybody that supports me always. My team, Serrato MMA in Brazil, Hard Knocks in Florida. And thank you to all the fans watching that support me every single time. And, they're the guys that get me up here, that get me motivated to go in to the gym and put in work. Thank you, everybody.
And real quick, before we let you go, where can the fans find you on social media?
So they can find me on Instagram, Luque Vicente. So my last name and then my name. And anywhere else, just put Vicente Luque and you'll find me. Twitter is Vicente Luque MMA. So it's pretty easy. Just put my name in, you guys probably find me.
Excellent, man. Well, thank you again. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 15th ranked UFC welterweight contender, Vicente Luque.
This is Diego Lima, and you're watching MMA Wreckage Radio.